everyone. So we are starting our today's live session, which is exclusively on how to decide a purpose of buying a land. And welcome all of you. Yesterday we were live in terms of knowing about why CEOs should invest into land normally when it comes for the investment. What are the opportunities in the market? So we have seen yesterday how the industry overall as a farmhouse industry is growing. It is getting into rental market. A lot of CEOs they are aspiring for two line of income or the passive income, how farmhouse can be helpful. So we concluded the yesterday's session by saying how to find a suitable land is the first step of acquiring a second home. So today we are going to cover in this live basic thing about what are the different things you should know while buying a land. So yesterday we have seen one case study. There is an MD of a company who is searching for a land. He just searches it on Google and he gets multiple calls. And every weekend he is just traveling to the places, going through the different properties. But for more than 1 year to 1.5 years, he is not able to conclude anything only because he is not able to get the requirement rightly. So today's session is only focused on how to get down your requirement in writing, and at the end of the session you will get the clarity about the kind of a land you need. And whenever you get a call from anyone, he's stating, I have a land for you, you should first say to him, this is my requirement, and if you have a land fitting into this, I'd be surely happy to get the details. That actually saves time for both the parties as well as the money and your mind space to visit all the way to that place. Okay, so let's get started with today's session. The first point you should be knowing about when it comes for the searching of the land is defining your purpose. What is the purpose for which you are looking to own this land? The first and foremost thing that you look out for this kind of a land, normally these are all the purposes that people have. The first purpose can be purely investment. When I say it's a pure investment, it basically you're only looking from the perspective, I want to own a second home where I can have a land, I construct on it. If I'm going to use it, it would be get used for my self purpose. But when I'm not using it, it might be rented out. At the same time, the pure purpose is of appreciation of the land. So that is called the pure appreciation game for which you are looking for a second home land. But frankly speaking, as an investment, you have really a better option in financial markets and other industries. When it comes for second home, there should be an emotional factor of your own using this farmhouse or creating memories for other people if you are thinking to rent the property out. So investment can be 20%, 30%, 40% of the objective, but can't be 100% objective per se. Second point is about farmhouse. When I say farmhouse, it's actually you are looking to construct your own farmhouse, stay or a rent. So your purpose is very clear. I want to own a land and then I want to construct a property on it as a farmhouse. The next purpose can be a next thing, that is you are looking to own a school, which can be a farm school, like teaching kids how to do farming, for which you are looking to acquire a land. Next can be a commercial purpose of owning a resort. As far as the resort is considered, there are multiple resorts across the market and where they look out for the land. But for owning a land for a resort, the choices are totally different. For resorts, you really need to have the very good view, very good connectivity, connectivity to the road, connectivity to the main city. These are all important critical factors that you want to see whenever it comes for constructing a resort. Next part is about sometime you are a developer. So I'm talking about the real estate industry wide. There are a lot of developers who also look out to venture into the projects which are like farmhouse projects, or they're looking out for a projects which can they can acquire the land in bulk and later they can piece them out and make it as a livable farmhouse gated community project. So if you are a developer or owner or a CEO of a real estate company and you are searching for a project or land for your project, it should be very clear, because there your land requirement is in bulk. And secondly, you also require to have a land parcel which is at a better market price. So if something the market is selling at 10 lakh rupees acre, you are expecting 20 acres of the land, then obviously you are looking some better rate, because your calculations of the land above that development cost and above that your marketing cost, you really need to be market competitive for it. Next can be a sport complex. If you're a sport enthusiast and looking for actually doing something of adventure sports kind of a thing, you might be aware of there are different theme parks that are coming into market. So if you're thinking of venturing into something of that sort of adventure sports or something, then in that case, for a sport, you require to have a different terrain. You require to have a different contoured land. That is what is needed. Next is about if it's a commercial complex. You are looking for agriculture land, but buying agriculture land and converting into for some kind of a commercial complex. It can be a resort setup, it can be a workation kind of a location which you are exploring, and at the same time, it has certain commercial spaces which can be rented out to different corporates. So this is a commercial setup where, again, as I mentioned, for the construction project, here also you will require a bigger land space. Next is about hospital. So even for agriculture land, also some of the people they are exploring big land parcel for hospitals. They have to buy agriculture land and get it approved for the certain hospital approvals and all. And finally, it's about farming. You say nothing going. I don't want to construct anything. I don't want to do any kind of a construction or anything. Purely, I want to do farming. So when you say farming, it's purely actually a ball game of which kind of a crop you want to take. If it's a commercial farming, or you just want to do home gardening, kitchen gardening, because for both the choices are totally different. If it's only home gardening or kitchen gardening, even a plot of 11,000 square feet can serve the purpose. But if you are looking for a land which is exclusively for a commercial project, when I say, it's like you want to do hydroponics, you want to do proper farming of flowers, or you want to do farming of mushrooms, you want to export it. So there is a proper business model behind it. And when you say there is a business model behind it, obviously it is linked to lot many things. So the first and foremost thing is whether the crop that you are going to take, a climate which is required, a type of water availability there, a type of soil there, and the most important thing, whether that crop can be taken in the particular area. So it's other way around, I should say. First, you should decide which crop to take, and accordingly, you should find in which area this crop grows so well. And then you can start searching a land in the particular area. So if it's for pure farming, you need not to go into normal rat race of searching a land in wherever you are getting on Google, but you should do the other way round search, where your crop can be productive, transportation is easy, your business can flourish, your vendors, your dealer, distributors are close by, your processing units are close by. All these things to be taken care if it's a pure farming decision that you are going to take. Next thing is about, as we talked about, this is clearly a point of your clarity on the purpose. So once you purpose why you are doing this, if it's clear to you, then it becomes very easy which kind of a land you require. Though we say for each one of this purpose, you require agriculture land, but the parameters of the agriculture land with respect to purpose are different every time. Okay, so let's get started with the next part, which you require to have a clarity is area that you require. Whether you require an area which is in square feet or acres, that you need to define how big the area you want. If it's a self-use, even an 11,000 square feet or a 20,000 square feet area for agriculture in Maharashtra is okay for you. If it's a commercial use, like you want to later convert it into resort or later convert it for commercial venture, then depend on, you have to convert the land into non-agriculture, for the non-agriculture purpose. So for it, you need to have minimum 2.5 acres of the land or 1 acre of the land, depend on the government norms in that area. Second thing you should be very much clear about is the location preferences. Location preferences is in which area you are looking for the land. Farmhouse is more of a emotional thing for a lot of people. A lot of my clients who love Mulshi, who love Tamini, and that's where they say, I want to buy in Mulshi only. Though I stay in Kalyani Nagar, but I love to come to Mulshi. I want in this area. So if you have your location preferences ready, note them down and inform it to the real estate person. These are the location choices I have. Like if you are looking into Mulshi, you're looking in Pauna, you're looking into Lonavla, I can understand. Sometimes it happens you don't know what is the rate in the particular area. Obviously, you can Google it and search what is the average rate in the particular area, and accordingly, you can do the backward calculations for the same. That is also possible. But the important thing, if you don't give any particular location choice, then might be your preferences are more on the Pune west side, and you start getting the land which are in Pune north, east, and south. Those are irrelevant lands for you. But then once you get the land, you end up searching for it. So it should be very clear whenever you talk to anyone about your land, you should be specific. I'm looking for the land. Maybe in Pune west to Pune north is okay for me, but not beyond that. I'm exploring anything. So you should be very clear in your requirement forms. So when I'm explaining this, I want you to write it on the page of paper. First thing that what we have discussed is about what is your purpose. The first slide I have shown. Second, mention area that is required. Third, location preference, in which all areas you are looking to buy. And third important thing, that is your distance from city. This is very important thing as far as the distance from the city is considered, because farmhouse is the place. If you're looking at for farmhouse, it should be accessible to the people around who are going to use it. If it's for the self use, I can understand it is purely from the angle of how much time does it take for me to reach to the place. So if you are saying somebody who is staying in Kharari and he's looking for a mulchi, then it might be 3.5 hours drive. It might not be get used. So you should look something very close to your place. If you're staying in Baner, Baudhan, Balewadi area in Pune, then obviously you should look at it, Mulshi, Pauna, Kamshet area, Panshet area. These are some of the areas. Why I'm saying this, distance from city, if it is clear to you, like you should reach your location in 1 hour to 1.5 hours, then your choices can be different. If you are looking something more than 2 hours to 2.5 hours, then might be you can explore Bhor, you can explore Konkan. So it is very important. What is your comfort factor? I've seen a lot of people, they visit to a lot of remote places and later they say, no, this is too much from the distance perspective. So whenever you are writing your requirement gathering form for the land, do mention in it what should be a distance you are comfortable with. So we are filling this entire sheet considering your choices into account and taking this ahead. Third thing which you should mention is about next part, which is a critical part, the parameters on which you are going to select these options. Because agriculture land is generally from the perspective of a farmhouse, rental, especially if it's a construction project which you are going to do or any commercial complex you are going to do. These are the important parameters. These are non-negotiable for me. You should decide. Like, do you need dam view? Do you need water ditch property? You need a valley view, mountain view, you need a greenery around, or you need a road touch. So you should tick mark. Out of this, if water touch property is not there, it would not work for me. That's a non-negotiable. If you say that, in that case, Mulshi, Pauna, and Lonavala, these three areas are straightforward out of your choices, because there is no water touch land available. Major water touch is owned by Tata Power. or government irrigation. So your choices only remains with bore and Panchit area. If you say I'm okay with a mountain view, green view, I don't want much contoured land, so you should be very clear. I can understand when you visit, then you get it. But at the same time, if certain things are non-negotiable, कि बाबा मुझे ना रोड टच ही चाहिए, रोड कनेक्टिविटी बहुत अच्छी चाहिए, तो अंदर वाला रोड 1 किलोमीटर का पैच भी खराब है तो आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन इट. Sometimes it happens you visit the site and then you realize, yeah, I should have told them earlier. And nowadays, clarity on Google Map is such a way that you actually get to know what kind of a road it is there. Whether that is a proper Maharashtra state highway, national highway, or it's actually a Gaon ka road, which are Kachi Mitti ka road. These all things you get to know from a Google views. Live views, you can get it. And sometimes if you really want to be very clear, the simple thing that you can do, you can ask the person to send a actual video of the site and the connectivity to the site. Technology has made our land choices very easy, but we should only know where to use it and how to use it. So whenever you are writing your land requirement gathering, do mention on which parameters you want to select these different options. Next important part, which is a critical point, is a budget, because everything boils down to budget. Especially if you are buying a non-agriculture plot, then its loan is available. Agriculture land, there is no loan available. If you are looking to buy a agriculture land and you don't have a funding ready, and if you are exploring certain loan options like personal loan or mortgage loan, then you need to explore it before searching a land. Then only you will have the exact budget in mind. So whenever you talk to someone, you should say, I have a budget of 40 lakh and I need to fit into this. Whether your property can be taken to this level. Sometimes people go in the market and search the property which is worth 1 crore, and later they say, I have a budget of 40 lakh. Then in that case, it's just a waste of time. It can't be negotiated to this level. One more clarity you should give, whether you're looking on EMI options, whether you're looking for 3 to 4 months payment options. These are the critical things, because generally land deals are for typically for those timelines. Rate changes, location changes, plot availability changes. So whenever you are talking about budget, you should be very clear to the person, my budget is 50 lakh. I'm looking for 11,000 square feet plot. I need it into gated community, but my 40 lakh can be available in next 2 months. So whenever you talk with that confidence, the person who is also talking on the other end, he understands he is a serious buyer. He has a ready money in hand, so he can show you the better options which can be closed immediately. So budget is one of the important and the critical point you should take into account. And the last but not the least, this is the one more thing which you should mention in your requirement gathering form, is timeline looking to buy. That means a particular timeline which you are looking to buy. Why this is very important? Because if you give the clarity to the person next to you, yes, if I like something, I'm going to buy immediately. Second, if I like something, but I still need a time of 2 months to arrange the funds or 6 months to arrange the fund. Or you should be very clear in the communication. I'm just researching. I'm not looking to buy. I'm just doing market study. It's okay to say. Still, person is going to show you the site. Nobody wants to lose the client. But whenever you talk to anyone about your requirement, you should say your intention and timeline to buy. That would help you to take that decision very easily and quickly. So, what we have seen today, quickly wrapping up your requirement gathering form for the second home land that you are going to choose. The first thing, purpose of buying land. Select one out of it. Second, area that you require in square feet to buy. What are your location preferences? Distance from city in kilometers. Your parameters on which you are going to select this particular option, budget, and finally the timeline you are looking to buy. So we have covered today a CEO second home buying, today requirement gathering form. Tomorrow what we are going to cover is a very special thing, is about if you are looking for a second home buying, but you are struggling on the certain things even after buying a land. That is only because you might not be aware of steps to own the second home. So, tomorrow we are going to talk in detail about 5 steps to own a second home. And these are the 5 steps I'm going to cover tomorrow. So, see you tomorrow again at 3:56 live on LinkedIn. Thank you so much.